Welcome back to the Road to National series. Today I'm in Dubai. That is where I've been for the past 2 weeks, and I'm going to take you through an upper workout at Binous Bodybuilding Gym in Dubai. And I'm going to talk you through how you should manage your diet and training and lifestyle whilst on holiday to try and optimize your gains and the tips that I have for that. But first of all, I do have this quick little cheeky video from the main gym that I was using for during my time in Dubai. I only had one workout at Binous Gym, which is the workout I'm going to show later in this video, but the main gym I was using was called Fit Republic. That is the gym that I'm doing my leg presses in right now. It's an amazing gym, but unfortunately it didn't allow filming in general if there was anybody in shot, which was basically all the time. So I only managed to get this cheeky little video whilst nobody else was around, and that's because Dubai has pretty strict laws about filming other people in public. But this gym was fantastic, lots of equipment like this leg press, which I do not have access to in my little gym, so I definitely took advantage of that. Now, for the workout in Binous, unfortunately, I had a terrible camera positioning here. I had to try and learn how to set up the camera as I went along. I wasn't able to take my tripod, so it's just propped up on a water bottle. So for this first exercise, I've only got this quick set in here, which was my final set, but I did heavy 120 kilo chest presses to start off with. Then I moved on to machine lap pull downs, again, a machine that I don't normally have access to. Then I did another chest press, partially because I wanted you guys to be able to see my chest press, but also because the focus of this upper workout was just a general push-pull workout, overall just developing and maintaining the upper body. I had also slightly hurt my back earlier in the week at Fit Republic, and that's because they do not have powerlifting bars. I decided to squat and build up to a 200 kilo squat. The bar whipped halfway up, caved me forward. I did manage to get the rep up, but it strained my back. So for the most of the time I was in Dubai, I was just using machines, which worked out well because I was able to utilize machines I don't normally have access to, like the leg press in the beginning, and things like these machine lap pull downs. I normally just have a regular cable lap pull down. But that is why I was doing mainly bodybuilding workout. Even if I arched on the bench, that was aggravating my back. So one lesson that you can immediately take away is don't squat heavy if you're a powerlifter and you go into some random commercial gym. If you're not used to it, some people are fine because they always train in commercial gyms, but I definitely wouldn't squat heavy. The bar whip was horrendous and did cause my back some pain for the 2 weeks. So after these lap pull downs, I went on to do chest press and then a pullover machine similar to the Nautilus pullover machine, which Dorian Yates has sort of popularized. People see the videos of. It is fantastic. There was some unbelievably cold aircon though. When you see that footage, you'll see my breath literally steaming up. It was freezing and quite a weird juxtaposition. The whole gym was like 30 degrees, except for this one corner of the gym, which was like 2 degrees. Then I went on to do a chest fly machine, then a single tricep extension machine. That was a fantastic piece of kit. And then a single arm bicep curl machine, which is very similar to the tricep extension. That is my favorite bicep exercise I've ever done. It was so good. And I had so many DOMs after this workout. So if they're an indicator of how hard I trained and how much strain these pieces of equipment managed to apply to my body, I was literally in pieces after this. My chest was in pain. My triceps, my biceps, my traps, everything. So it was a great workout from that point of view. And then I ended off with a slanted row machine. This is a machine I've only, again, seen online in this gym and other places. And that was fantastic for isolating the back. And then a decline chest fly machine. That is the freezing cold aircon, by the way, that I was shocked at. It was cold whilst doing this exercise. But whilst these exercises are playing throughout the video, I'm going to talk to you about how I think you should manage your training and diet and lifestyle whilst you're on holiday. So the main core principle is do what you can. Obviously, you're restricted by practicalities and you're on holiday. You're going to have other plans. So in Dubai, I was fortunate to have access to the gym, and I actually went and did that with my family. So that was sort of a nice activity that we managed to do together. It fit in with the holiday and was actually fun. I know that some holidays that will not be on the roster. So I'm going to go to Italy in 2 months, again with my family, just a week holiday, and I won't have access access to the gym, and it won't be like a planned event for us to do. So I'm also going to show you then how I would manage training when you don't have any equipment. I'm going to take stuff like bands and just do loads of press ups and set other different style of workouts to what I normally do to try and maintain strength. But you work with what you've got, and you should do as much as you can. So if you do have access to gyms, obviously take advantage of them and take advantage of different equipment. Right now you see me do the pullover machine. I never have access to a machine like this. It's quite a specialized piece of kit, and particularly in a bodybuilding focused gym like Binous Gym is here that I'm in, they do have so many fantastic machines. They had like 30 different sort of back lat pull down row type machines, things like this pullover. They had so many different chest fly machines and chest press machines, so you could find one that exactly worked for you, and they could all hit slightly different things. For example, this chest fly machine is more of a flat chest fly, but the one I do at the end of the video is a decline chest fly and emphasizes the lower pecs more. So you're able to do loads of different exercises that are pretty similar. I literally piled on so many. I think I do 10 exercises throughout this video just because I could whilst I was in this training. So, and in this gym. The next thing that you should do, which links to taking advantage of what you've got, is work on things that you normally can't. So my family do have a great place that we were able to stay, and it had a pool outside, and I was in that pool for literally 2 hours every day at least. One day I was in it like 4 or 5 hours. I was able to play with my family. They've got young kids as well, and that was nice to have family time in the pool, but I'd literally just relax in the pool, and my knee has felt amazing. I mentioned I did a 200 kilo squat at Fit Republic. My knee was not feeling good enough to do that before I came out, and I largely attribute being able to move it and sort of rehab it in the pool every day for helping my knee to feel fantastic. So that has been a huge positive in this time in Dubai, and that's something I don't normally have time to do. I obviously don't have access to a pool normally, but to focus on trying to rehab my knee and prime my body, I'm normally trying to train hard and keep progressing powerlifting wise. So when you're on holiday, work on the things you normally can't. To go alongside this as well, from a nutritional standpoint, I've lost a few kilos, about 3 or 4 kilos, and that's because I was managing to eat in a deficit. We did have some great healthy foods like lots of seeds and chicken and salads, things that I don't normally prepare for myself, but because I was on holiday and had more time free, we could make better food, and that was what my family was eating as well. So it was great from a nutritional standpoint, both for health, but also it allowed me to get into a deficit easier than the normal foods that I eat, that are usually slightly higher in caloric density, but they're more practical. So I normally just have foods that I can whack in the oven and then eat really quickly. But whilst on holiday, you should work on the things you can. So I had more time free, obviously, so I managed to be in a deficit and lose some fat. That's great. And also I'd normally struggle to be in a deficit when I'm powerlifting really heavy. You've got to like be at your all-time strongest, particularly in the conjugate system where I'm maxing out and trying to set records on the max effort. That is one of the largest things that drives me to eat more and more. I've got fatter than I would like to be, and I think I should really drop down to the 105 kilo weight class to be competitive. I'm currently sitting about 112 kilo body weight. I was like 115 before this trip though, and that is the reason that it's so hard to drop the weight while you're training really heavy and training for strength, is you have to be at your all-time strongest each session, at least with the conjugate system. That's what I'm aiming to be. So being in a deficit is really hard. The only way I can see it happening is through a sort of maintenance phase, which is basically what this 2-week holiday was. It was a great opportunity to work on dropping some body fat as well. So that was another nice thing that I was able to work on holiday that I normally wouldn't be able to work on if I was at home, at least not as effectively. So the next thing leading on from this is sleep. I got literally between 10 and 11 hours sleep every day for the first like 10 days of the holiday at least. I caught up so much on sleep and have felt so rested and recovered coming back that it has been fantastic. Don't forget that your holidays are literally like recovery periods. Treat them as such, and really what you're wanting to do is make yourself primed when you come back to enter training again. So getting extra sleep, doing extra things that are going to help you recover, similar to my time in the pool, just resting and relaxing in general. That's great. I understand that people do different types of holidays as well. If you're on a skiing holiday, a lot of the things that I'm saying now are not as relevant. Maybe the nutritional stuff is, and being able to be in a deficit is probably easy. If you're out on the slopes all day and doing interesting, fun things, you're away from food, but I understand that the rest of the things I'm saying probably aren't relevant. But if you're having a nice, normal, relaxed holiday like most people are trying to do, take advantage of that. Try and fully rest and recover and prime yourself for when you come back to training. So the next thing to say is that you should make smart choices in general. For example, I had very little alcohol on this trip, and that's just because there were lots of 0-calorie soft drinks available. I like them. I know they don't taste the same. If you really love alcohol, obviously you're on holiday, like go for it. That is the time to do it. But what I use is a rule called the 8 out of 10 rule, and it's basically you should split every small decision in your life into whether it's an 8 out of 10 or not. If something is an 8 out of 10 or not in terms of how much pleasure you get from it, do it. So if you're really craving like a glass of wine on your holiday, the first glass is probably like a 9 out of 10 important to you. But if you just keep drinking through the holiday or on one night, if you're going out and drinking loads, like the 10th glass is probably like a 2 out of 10, like really not important for you to have, but it's still loads of extra calories and it will still affect your recovery more. Don't think, oh, I've had like 2 drinks tonight, so I might as well have 10. It's going to be the same for recovery. No, it absolutely isn't. So making smart choices and using the 8 out of 10 rule, it could be for things like pudding in a restaurant. If you have had a full, I don't know, 2 courses of a starter and main that have been really fantastic and you don't actually want pudding, maybe even though it's a pudding that sounds great, if you ask yourself, if I had this, it's probably only a 5 out of 10 important to me. Don't have it. If it's an 8 out of 10 or higher, have it. So that's the general principle that I follow. But whilst you're on holiday, try to make smart choices and minimize the damage you're going to do if you're going to do it. I've said that I managed to be in a deficit this holiday because that was easier for me than when I'm at home. But for some people, that really isn't going to be the case. It depends on the type of holiday you're doing again. But what you should do is just try and make smart decisions. Just do, like I said, coming back to the main principle, do the best you can, do the most you can that's going to help optimize your recovery and training. So yeah, the main thing that you're trying to do, the overall, is to prime yourself for when you return to training, maintain your strength, maintain your size. Some things you're not going to be able to do optimally. I wasn't able to train as much as I normally do. That's fine. I still maintain my strength. I wasn't able to do the powerlifting training I normally would with barbells. Like I said, the bar was whippy. So I focused more on bodybuilding training and took advantage of the equipment was here. And I wasn't able to take things like creatine. I didn't take that on my holiday. That's fine. Just return to taking it when you're back. And when you restart training, take it slow. Don't immediately try and jump in for PRs. This first week of training since I've been back, I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to do easy maxes if I do any maxes at all on this first week back to my conjugate training. But that is it for today's video. Hope you did in fact enjoy the video. If you did, drop it a like, drop it a comment, subscribe, click the bell, and have a great day.